Okie dokes. So, this evening we are playing with a theme that we've played with for a few weeks, or for November at least, this idea of the mandala, which is the kind of Hindu symbol of wholeness. It's found in Buddhism as well. And as I've mentioned in previous classes in Vinyasa, when we do mandala, we kind of travel around the mat and we think about the circumference of our mat and our bodies and use kind of lots of like stretchy asana that reach us all over the shop. Whereas in Yin, I'm going to translate that slightly differently. We are going to tap into every part of our body, but we're going to think of wholeness as like a mind-body thing rather than a kind of actual circle around the mat, if that makes sense for you all. So to start, we're going to do some square breathing, but I want you to think of the square edges as like rounded edges. So maybe think of a circle that's cut into quarters, and we do an inhale for 4 around 1/4 of the circle, an inhale for, or sorry, pause for 4 for the second quarter, an inhale, exhale for 4 for the third quarter, and then a pause for the fourth quarter. So we'll go inhale, pause, exhale, pause, and we'll continue that loop just like that. That might all be very confusing though, so I'll talk you through it. So find a comfortable seat, let your hands rest wherever feels good for you. I would suggest, if you're feeling quite flighty, having your palms resting downwards so that you can ground yourself. But if you want to get a bit of energy, have your palms facing upwards. And we'll begin just with a big inhale through the nose and a sigh out. Get rid of all the air in your lungs and then seal your lips and breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, and pause 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pause 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue like this. So let's inhale for 5, pause for 5, exhale for 5, pause for 5. Make this last round your last round of breath like this. Once you complete that circle of breath, just let your breath come back to a natural, steady pace. Keep your eyes closed and draw your chin down towards your chest. Notice the weight of your head as you continue to let the neck drop. And feel the repercussions in the top of your spine. Big stretches. Maybe you can feel the stretch lower down your back. On your next inhale, slowly lift your head till it's upright. And then tilt your head over to your right shoulder. Try and keep your left shoulder nice and low. Inhale your head back through center nice and slowly. And as you exhale, take your head over to your left shoulder. Notice which side felt tighter. As you inhale, bring your head back through center and then clasp your hands behind your head and then lean back into your hands, opening up through the elbows. Try and keep your sit bones grounded. If you can, try and feel the weight of your head in your hands. Take a big breath in here, open up the elbows even more, lean back further. And as you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, close your elbows inwards. Inhale, lift your head, lean back. And exhale, round. Let's do this a few times and allow your spine to undulate here. So really pushing the chest forward as we open up and really tucking the tailbone under as we close. Release your hands back down to your knees, sit up tall. And from here, you can keep your eyes closed or you can open them and have a nice fuzzy, soft gaze. Take your right hand over to the right hand side, as far as you can away from you, so it's on the mat. And then from here, lift your left arm up to the sky and let your left elbow fall over your head and take a little twist round towards the left hand side. So think about your rib cage spinning open to the left. If you fancy, you can lean your head back here. Try and soften the jaw as you do this. Keep breathing. And from here, swap sides. So take your left hand away towards the left side of the mat. Take a little twist to the right. Reach your right arm overhead, letting your right elbow rest on your head. It's harder to breathe in these lateral stretches, so make sure you're still reaching down into the depths of your lungs. Come back round through center. And then from here, we'll take Garudasana arms. If you need to change your seating position, you can. If you're sitting cross-legged, you can maybe cross the legs the weird way. And then from here, as you inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. And before we do anything, notice if you're really arching yourself here, seeing if you can draw the tailbone down to the ground, nice long spine, and then cactus into your arms and have really active hands. Slide the shoulder blades together. That looks so nice, everyone. Then draw your elbows together and wrap your right elbow underneath your left. And you can either hold opposite shoulders here, or you can take the back of the palms to touch, or maybe even grab your left wrist with your right hand. Just whatever feels good in your shoulders. Remember, we've all got different shoulder mobility. Then from here, lift your elbows upwards and then slightly push the elbows away from you. And you can either tuck your chin down so that your forehead is resting towards the arms, or you can send your head back. It just depends how good that feels in your neck. Personally, I quite like to tuck the chin, but you might enjoy the other. And if you are flinging your head back, see if you can lift the elbows up even more and create a nice juicy back bend. Beautiful, so good. Very fiery. Okay, let's release. Let your hands come down by the sides of the body. Notice if one arm feels a little longer than the other. And we'll do the same thing again. You might notice as you sit here that you've got that kind of thrusting forward of the belly again. Try and lengthen the tailbone down. Inhale, arms up. As you exhale, cactus into the arms. Draw the elbows together. And this time the left elbows is like curling underneath the right. Maybe grab shoulders, back of the palms to touch, or maybe grab onto your right wrist this time. I'm just going to move my mic a little higher so it's not in the way. Good. No, that's more in the way, sorry. Nice, okay. And same again, you can either let the elbows be heavy and soft, drawing them down towards your chest, or you can push them away and lift them upwards. Beautiful. And as with the lateral stretch, we can forget to breathe sometimes when we're doing this. So reach deep into your belly. Remember, chin can be tucked or you can throw it back. Oh, beautiful. So lovely. So nice. Okay. Release your hands by the body. Nice. We'll do one more set of small gestures before we come into our big asana. Take your hands to your knees, and as you inhale, pull your chest forward, draw the shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, do the opposite, curling inwards, tucking. Inhale forward. Exhale backwards. One more like this. Inhale forwards. Exhale backwards. Come back into a nice tall seat. And then from here, extend your right leg out in front of you. Bend your left knee, taking your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. And then shift your sit bones and pull the left knee outwards so that you're at a bit of a diagonal here, so that your right leg is shooting off at about 45 degrees. Our pelvis is in the space between the two legs here, off at an angle. Take your right hand towards your left knee, left hand back behind you. Try and keep your right sit bone as grounded as possible. It might lift, that's okay. And then from here, keeping that twist over to the left hand side, start to lean your body over to the inside of the right leg. And you might want to use your bolster, your cushion, or block to rest your right elbow. I'm going to just rest it on my leg. Take your right hand underneath your head. And before we do anything with the left arm, take your left hand underneath your right ribs and draw the ribs even further out towards the left hand side. Just to encourage that looks nice, yeah. Then sweep your left arm up and overhead and arc it over your head. Good. So you can either let the hand reach up towards the sky, or you can let it get really floppy. I was in a class last night where my student was holding onto opposite wrists, and that looked really nice. I don't know how she did it, but it looked really effortless. It feels really effortful now that I'm trying to do it. Do whatever feels nice and chill for you. Nice. Remember, you can use props underneath the right elbow. Lovely. What we're wanting to feel right now is a really intense, yummy stretch down the left lateral muscles, all the way down the side body. maybe reaching even from the left armpit all the way down to the left hip. You're going to feel it most concentrated in your lower spine. Big breaths. Relax all your facial muscles here. We've got another 5 breaths here. Good job, okay. To unravel from the shape, come out slowly. So take your left hand down onto your left thigh, and then press into your left thigh with your left hand and slowly peel yourself up. Maybe even just give the left side of the body a wee rub, maybe pressing your hands into the side body. And then from here, twist back round to face your right leg. Extend your left leg. Shift your hips around so that they are square with one another. You might feel one leg is longer than the other. And start to lean yourself over your legs, draping the body over your thighs. Be wary that this is going to feel very asymmetrical. Your left arm might reach a little further forward. That's okay. We're going to do this twice. If you need to bend the knees, you can do so. If you need to have a bolster underneath the knees, that's also going to feel nice. Or even a cushion on top of your thighs, something to cuddle. Release your head. Beautiful. Good job. Okay. Gently start to push yourself back up. Take your hands back behind you. Bend your knees and windshield wiper your knees from side to side. And let's take the same shape on the other side. So when you're ready, extend your left leg, take your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. And then again, rearrange your hips so that so your pelvis is pointing in the space between your two legs. Take your left hand to your right knee, and this is the one that's going to feel the best. This is a transition that's going to feel nicest. Left hand to right knee, right hand back behind you, and just feel that it's almost like a valve closing across the left side of the body. It feels so yummy. See if you can soften into the shoulders, maybe tilting your head back in space just a touch. And then keeping that twist round to the right hand side, start to lean your elbow down to the inside or on top of your left thigh, cradling your head with your left hand. And take your right hand underneath your left rib cage and just gently encourage that twist round to the right hand side. This is also quite nice with a cushion, by the way, if you've got a cushion handy. And then reach the right arm up and overhead, arcing it, maybe landing the elbow on the head or clasping hands behind your head. Soften your jaw, close your eyes. Nice, beautiful. Nice. Just take your time to find the version of this shape that feels best in your body. Nice. Lovely stuff, everyone. A little bit for everyone. A few more breaths. You push yourself back up. Bring yourself back round into this long shape with your legs extended. And then again, fold over the legs and notice any differences you find on this side. Maybe this feels more even, or maybe the right side feels longer. Release your head. Close your eyes. And again, you can put any props you fancy underneath your legs here, underneath the belly, to support you. Okay, start to bring yourself back up out of the shape. And again, take your hands back behind you, take your feet to the floor, windshield wiper your knees from side to side. And from here, allow your knees to fall over to the right hand side. So you've got a zigzag shape, right foot to the inside of the left thigh, left foot is drawing towards your bum. Coming into deer. Have any bolsters or things that you like ready in front of you? I'm going to place my bolster vertically down the middle of my mat like this. And from here, take your hands either side of that prop and start to crawl yourself forward. And then if you feel like you've got the mobility in your hips to do so, you can lay your head or forehead down towards the bolster. Or the other option is taking your elbows to your bolster or blocks and cradling your head in your hands. Now, for some, this is going to feel really loud. It's going to feel like enough of a stretch. Your legs are going to be getting a really yummy pulling sensation. But if it feels a bit quiet and you'd like to turn the volume up, then you can roll to the right side of your right hip and extend your left leg back for pigeon pose. Now, just remember that this is a really wide, lazy pigeon, so it's going to feel pretty large in the right hip and across the front of the left hip. And if you are extending the back leg, you want your left leg to be roughly in the middle of your mat. And then again, you can use your props however you want, allowing the body to fall completely over the bolster, or maybe pressing hands into the bolster so that you're a little bit higher. Up to you. Good options, everyone. Nice. We are going to be here for about 3 minutes. So if you're not comfortable, get yourself some props and pillows and blankets and shove them into all the spaces that are needing support. Good job. Okay, from here, as always, I'll give you the two options to come out. You can either press yourself down into downward dog, or you can roll over to one side. Take your hands back behind you, and same again, windshield wiper the knees, whatever feels better this evening. Don't worry, Mum, if your internet keeps cutting out, you can do the recording. Okay. Let's take the same shape. So when you're ready, if you're in down dog, come down onto your bum and allow your left foot come to the inside of the right thigh, right foot back behind you, having your prop set up in front of you. Start to fold forward. If that's feeling icky on your knees, maybe just rearrange the knees, maybe take the leg a little wider. And if you want to, same again, you can roll onto the left foot and then left hip and then extend your right foot back behind you. But you just want to make sure that setup's good and solid. Right foot's in the middle of your mat. Four more breaths here. And let your breath reach towards the parts of your body that are needing it, that are feeling a little tight or tired. Same again, either roll over to one hip and take a windshield wiper legs or push yourself into downward dog. Nice, good. Okay. I think we're all in windshield wiper. Yeah, we are. Perfect. Right. So from here, let's move that bolster off to the side just for now. And I think you've both got bolsters. Yes. Okay, we're going to use the bolster for bridge, which is a really different experience to usual. It's a lot, well, you'll feel it. Come to lie down on your back with a bend in your knees. Taking your head down to the floor. Just notice before we do anything how your hips are feeling after that. It's been quite hip heavy this evening. So feet are hip width, knees are pointing up to the sky. Notice if your knees want to knock out to opposite sides of the room or if they want to knock in to the middle. What are they craving? Are they craving an internal rotation or an external rotation? Then from here, press your feet to the ground, lift your hips and pull your bolster underneath your sacrum. So you cover a lot more space with the bolster, you get a lot more support, but it does mean that sometimes it can creep up to your lower back. And while that is more supportive than a block, that's not what we're wanting tonight. We still want the bolster or the support even to be as low as possible on the bum. And from here, extend your legs and let your arms come out wide. Enjoy that nice pulling across the tummy. Try and visualize your hip points being pulled up to the ceiling with pieces of string. So you've got this really nice elevation, and you are pretty weightless here. Let your hands soften, let your fingers crinkle upwards in that way that they naturally fall. And every time you inhale, feel your belly expand. Feel a stretch across the front of the pelvis, maybe across the top of the thighs, the chest. Feel that stretch, kind of like an ink blot, spread across your body from that center point that is your belly. If you want to, you can frame your head with your arms here, or you can reach your hands back behind you. Encourage your knees to soften, let your feet flop out to opposite sides. Option here if you want to add another hip stretch, to stay where you are with all your props, but take your feet to touch and let your knees come out wide. Just be wary that that does also increase the volume of the shape in your lower spine. So if your spine is feeling just on the edge of overstretched, keep your legs extended. But if you are wanting to eke a little closer to that big stretch, then you can bring the feet to touch.
Okay, from here, take your feet back down to the ground with a nice bend in your knees. Lift your hips, slide your prop away from you, and bring your bum back down to the ground. Take your feet nice and wide, knock your knees into the middle, and let your hands rest on your lower belly. Got a nice sense of anchoring here. And from here, walk your feet into the middle of your mat. Have your knees close together as well. Allow your knees to wave over to the left-hand side of your mat. Extend your arms and turn your gaze over to the right. And you can wrap your right leg maybe once or twice around the left leg if you want, or you can just keep the right leg stacked, whatever feels better. Try and let that left leg really get heavy here. Try not to hold it up. Let's take the same shape over to the right. So just let the knees wave all the way over to the right hand side. Turn your gaze over to the left. Option to keep the legs stacked, or again, you can wrap your legs around one another. Allow your right leg to be heavy. And from here, come back round through center, unravel your legs. Give yourself a wee cuddle, drawing the knees into the chest. And let's set ourselves up for Shavasana. When you're ready, make sure you're in your coziest version. So maybe your legs are elevated, maybe you've got a blanket or duvet covering you. And once you're feeling nice and cozy, close your eyes. Starting from your feet, let your feet flop out. Release any tension in your ankles and your calves. Let the backs of the knees soften. Allow your thighs to feel like lead. Feel the weight of your pelvis grounding down into the ground. Enjoy how your belly swells and deflates as you breathe. And how your chest does the same just moments after your belly. Trace your awareness to your shoulders. Let the back of the shoulders glide together. Allow your arms to mimic the weight of your legs. Unfurl your hands, your fingers. Draw your awareness up towards your neck. Enjoy the length that you've created in your neck throughout class. Soften your jaw. Allow your lips to part. Release any tension in your facial muscles, around the eyes and the forehead particularly. Encourage your head to be weighty on the ground. And allow your breath to come naturally as you rest for the next wee while.
We're going to stay on our backs this evening. If you've got nowhere to go, enjoy that. Maybe allowing your breath to deepen just a touch so you're in that nice space between asleep and awake. Awareness and dream. Acknowledge your efforts and your commitment to rest. Thank you so much as always, everyone. Have a lovely evening. I'll see you soon.